What's up, Roulette Fools? Brent with AOB. This is day number 6 of our $100 to $1,000 challenge. We've had some rough days. We've had 3 out of 5 rough days, so I've been really thinking about that. And I think what I'm going to do is, this table has been terrible to us on 9th Street. It really has. And I've also been thinking about something. And I said this way back when on some of the videos that the progressions are different. Like if you're playing a outside bet 1-to-1, right? You might want to stop at a certain number of progressions and call it quits. But when you're playing high coverage, I actually think probability wise, it's okay if you want to take a break, but I would come back at that progression level. And when you have stop limit losses on a high progression system, it doesn't allow the advantage of that system to kick in, which is high coverage. Meaning, in my opinion, I know statistically it doesn't change, but I've said this before over and over. If I'm going to trust myself to putting a high bet in, such that I did on the 100K, we put in, I think we did 4 $50,000 or 6 $50,000 bets that day. If I'm going to place $50,000 bets, I'm not going to do it on red or black. I'm going to do it on a high coverage system, right? So I think probability wise, I don't know if I want to play with a stop limit here on the high coverage systems on 9 or such. And I think I'd be willing to risk, let's see, what if on our 5 streets, what if we went to 50-cent units? What would that look like? We would have 4 progressions. That's pretty risky. 25 gives us 1 extra one, right? Nope, we're still at 4. We could squeak. Nope, 1 more goes up here, but that's with 3. What if we go a progression of 2? Okay, 2. That gets us all the way up here to 6 progressions, which is good. Does this get us to 5? It does. So I think we're going to go up to 50 cents. And I'm willing to take that risk to give us 5 progressions. And I'm going to pivot here. I'm not going to do if we're going to play these strategies here, I'm not going to do my daily loss. What I will do is after 2 or 3 losses, we will take a break and come back and make a decision of whether we feel like the table's looking good enough for us to come back, which strategy we're going to start up again. That's how I would play it, actually. So the more I think about it, I like on this high coverage, I think we do ourselves a disfavor if you flatly say, I'm going to give myself 2 or 3 progressions and I'm calling it quits. That's really tough when you have a minimum 10-cent table and you can't take advantage. Now, if you have a 1 penny table, the advantage of 1 cent table is you can have 6 progressions before hitting that loss limit. In that case, and I also, frankly, I don't have the time to grind on this for 4 to 6 to 8 hours a day like you might. So if you have time to grind, place your bet as low as you possibly are, and that will give you your highest success rate. So if you're not on a stake server, by all means, get your bet as low as possible. That will give you the best chance of success. Get this thing down to 1 or 2 pennies. It'll be slow, but you will be assuring yourself a much higher chance of success. But we're going to play this through like this now. I'm going to implement that. 2 to 3 losses, maybe even 2 losses on, I think actually on 5 double streets, we get 2 losses before recovery. I'll take a break. We'll come back. We'll wait until we feel good. Then we'll come back in, but I'm not going to call it quits for the day. On high coverage systems, I just don't think that's really beneficial. All right, here we go. So we're hitting $50 a spin. On the 9 streets, we were hitting $30 a spin. 30 cents profit a spin. We're hitting 50 cents, but at a risk of $2.50. So again, come up here to our progressions at 50 cents. We could go through 5 progressions. We'd end up with roughly, if we start out with 100, right? We'd end up with roughly $22.50. So we're going to see how we go here. And I like to keep in mind that our stop limit loss, that should be a trigger in your head. We get around $10 under, that's when you should start deciding, do we keep going or are we going to take that stop limit loss? Okay, there's a loss. All right, so we're just going to double up. We're not going to triple up because I want to keep our progressions, even though this would mean reducing our spins. So we're going to keep this at a double progression for 3 spins. instead of tripling our progressions for 2 spins. This would lose 5. This would put us down 590. And then we would have to basically stay at this level. Plus, maybe we could add another 50 cents if we wanted to be a little bit riskier. But we're going to go ahead. Actually, on this one, if we choose to, this would be 2 losses if we lose here before recovery. We're going to take a break, and I'm going to come back and we're going to work through those progressions because I'm confident that the system will get us back if we lose. All right, there we go. There's 1 of 3. The third one will be a profitable play. The first 2 will be getting us in striking range. And this table is so awful. I wish we could play on the other one. But the other table has a $1 min bet, and we just can't do it over there. I mean, this is taking ridiculously long for them to do this. I mean, it's so silly. Come on. Look how long it took for this system. I'm going to type in, did Stake buy this? Did Stake buy this at the dollar store is what I'm saying? I mean, it takes forever for them to record the freaking... All right, there we go. All right, let's go, let's go, let's go. So that's 2. That gets us up pretty nicely. So we're going to leave it here. If you wanted to be really conservative, you could bring this down to a 50-cent bet, and that would get you back at even Steven. It's not a bad option. I'm going to press it, especially when we're doing as much coverage as we are. I'm going to press it and see if I can't get us back up, get us to our 10. And then today, wouldn't mind getting us maybe $3 to $5 extra dollars today if we're doing well from this moving forward. From this point right now, if we can get beyond this, okay? For those of you that are new, wow, I swear they've been hitting this more than I've ever seen. This 0, the last dealer I was watching when I first got in here, he left right when after, but I looked at his numbers. Wow, was he hitting this area? Okay, now we got to come back down. I don't want to come back down from this cloud. For those of you new at joining, we're playing 5 double streets. There are a total of 12 streets on the table of whole numbers, right? 36 numbers. Each of these are a street, 1, 2, 3. We're playing 2 streets at a time. It's called a line. They call it a 6 line because you're covering 6 numbers by placing on the base here. Oh, there's a loss. Just when we got up Maybe we move to Plague, and I'll show you guys those systems for those of you that are new. So what we're doing is we're covering 30 numbers, and I call this 5 double street. I started calling this, I don't know, like 3 months ago, 5 double street goalposts because we're leaving 1, 2, 3, 34, 35, 36 open. So I was trying to find ways of describing this strategy better. So I was just saying, we're going to play between the goalposts. So I call this 5 double street goalposts because we're playing between these goalposts. These are our whacks plus 0. This pays 1 unit. You have to put 5 units down. The profit is 1 unit. So we're going to make $1 here. So that's the risk with this one. You're getting high coverage, but the payout relative to what you're putting in is low. All right, we're going to go again, and we're going to leave it at this. Remember, when we lose 1, we got to double up for several. Now, as we go in this challenge and our bankroll starts growing, we'll be able to do a triple X like I normally do, which means in 2 spins, you get into profit by 1 unit. So right now we're going to be conservative. Progressions are life. So if you have a table, I'm being pretty aggressive with 50 cents and I'm willing to take that risk also because I don't want to play all day. Oh my goodness. 34.91. All right, we're going to go to Plague. I'm going to show you what that looks like. Or excuse me, we're going to go to Slut first. I'll show you what that looks like. So we lost, and we're going to go here. If we lose this one, because we lost 1, 2, if we lose this third one, we're not done, but we're going to call it. And this would put us down $14, which that should be flashing in your head. $14 means what? It means we're over just slightly over on $100. We're only at 86, so it's more than that, but we're over 15% of our bank. Oh my gosh, she hits us there. So we're going to take a break. Unreal. We would have lost no matter what. All right, even if we played Plague, Slut, or Goalpost, we would have lost with this. She sucks. You know what? I'm going to stay here. I mean, it's really late. We were at a baby shower, so I'm going to move this over here, and we're going to double it up. 5 double street Slut is what we're doing, which means you rotate the empty double streets one to the right each spin, regardless of the results. So you saw that we had 1 through 6 open. Now we're leaving 7 through 12. Next time we'll leave 13 through 18. And we just keep moving. Oh my gosh, I saw that 7. Like, give me a break. So we're going to play through on this one. If it was earlier, but it's already 9 p.m. And I'm behind. So you should take a break. But on a 5 double street here too, the biggest thing about the break isn't the probabilities. But I do notice you'll lose punches and bunches, meaning you'll get hit with a lot losses in a row. And I've had 4 out of 5 spin losses with 5 double streets recently. It's been crazy. So if you stop at 3, take a break and come back 15 minutes later, the hope is, even though statistically it's the same, now the thing's showing us the win well before the ball even lands. Okay. Interesting. Kind of makes you go, So see how we've rotated now? We're on these double streets and their table is as crappy as ever right now. So we're going to stay at this level of 4. What were we at? $2. We're going to stay here for at least this spin and one more spin if we're lucky. And that should get us close. And then we'll go back down once we get back up to where we're needing to be. Okay, good. See, we switch over from Goalpost, which this would have been a loss. So thank goodness. And it's sort of a crapshoot deciding which system you're going to play. So we decided to play 9 double streets instead of 5 double streets instead of 9 streets. And we could be playing follow the winner colors, and that would be doing real well. So maybe we'll try that. And if you play follow the colors, or if you play the outside, you're risking more losses in a row. And if you saw my 50,000 or my 100,000K challenge finale, I tried finishing on a outside bet, and it took us from a $100 bet all the way down. We lost like 6 in a row. I mean, it was crazy. It's crazy. So it can happen. All right, here we go. So we're going to leave this bet, and we're going to rotate this double street over again. So we're just moving this over here. So this leaves this one open. So this is what I call 5 double street Slut. If we were playing 5 double street Plague, what that means is whatever it hit last, in this case it was 18. 18 belongs to the 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 double streets. We pair them from left or right, but we keep the pairs together. Whatever it lands on, whatever double street it's attached to, you leave that one empty. You avoid it like the plague. Oh man, she whacked us. That's okay. That's all right. You got to expect it, accept it. You're not going to win them all, but let's see if we can do better. We're at 13-4. That's not great odds for 5 double streets. Now we're 5-13. This is not good. I mean, that's not a good win-loss ratio, frankly. All right, here we go. We're going to be moving this over here, and we're going to double up. All right, we're at a $40 bet. So we're reaching the max right here. This is pretty much the max of our entire bankroll right here. So let's see what we can do. And that's the risk of not taking a stop limit loss. But I'm trusting in the system that we're covering 81, 82% of the board. So I'm going to hope that hitting this loss right here, that we're not going to get whacked, but you can easily get whacked. So not a, you know, a lot of, don't fool yourself. You can, but let's hope that we don't. All right. And this might be a time, if you're going to come down and you're at your final dollars, you still have $30 here to make a comeback. So if we lose this and we have $37, we'll call it for the day, and then we'll grind back even slower and slower and grind back the best that we can. So let's keep this going and see if we can get 2 more wins in a row. This would get us $16, and that would get us, actually, we don't even need to bet this high. We bet this high once, that'll get us within minus $2, and then we'll roughly be about $4 behind. Now, there we go. So we got out of the big ones, and this is why I don't like putting a stop limit loss on a high coverage system like this when you only have a smaller bankroll, okay? So that was which one? That started over. So we're going to move it over here to this one, this one, this one, this one, this one. And we're going to go up to a $4 bet. Okay, so this would get us close to back even right here, $1.60. So let's see where we're going. We've been going for 16 minutes. This kind of grind takes 45 to an hour to do this if you're going to play a little bit on the risky side. So just be aware, you need to set us, this lady. I mean, look at this, 6 and 15. We're not, I mean, ugh. Well, no matter where we had put these, the 0, if that hits. All right, we're up to $40 again. Now we're going to have to leave this. We're going to leave this. I mean, I think it's just all in my head. I feel like ever since they moved this table, I get whacked way more. My percentages, I feel like they have been way worse, but I'm sure it's just the luck of the draw on the days I'm playing. There we go. There's one. That's what we need. Oh my gosh. Okay, there you go. Maybe this slow wheel is an exercise in slowing down and patience. It gives you a moment to reflect on your bet and what you're going to do next, right? So if you haven't, if you're brand new to this, go back and check out the Roulettes for Beginner guide. I also have another low bankroll series with $300. You can try that. We doubled our money with a 300. 100 is a very tough bankroll because you don't have much room, especially with a 10-cent min server like we're on. If you have a penny server, that's even better. There we go. Okay, we got our 2. Let's see. I think we might need to stick with this. How far down? This gets us 8. Yeah, we're going to need to stick with this a 3rd time. All right. Here we go. Let's see if we can get it this time. We've had some really bad luck with this. I mean, 6 and 17. We're getting close now to the 3-to-1. We're actually right now, we're actually right where we should be, just slightly under 3-to-1. We should be at a 2.75, 2.8, whatever the actual math is for the win-loss ratio because of that 0. 75, let's see, 75. We're getting 70, 3%. All right, we got a win there. That's nice. That takes us all the way back, what? To $1.60? Is that where we are at? So that breaks us even right here. It should. All right, finally we break even. All right, where were we? We were on the last one here. So I call this the gauntlet. If you can make it from left all the way through and finish up this one where you wrap it back around and leave this, that's the gauntlet. You're running the gauntlet. So if you can run the gauntlet without losing, that's awesome. That's kind of in my head what I look for. Can I run the gauntlet without losing? Again, whatever you bet, the nice thing about 5 double streets is whatever you're betting, whatever the unit is, as long as they're all the same, that is how much you profit, is 1 unit. Whatever that unit size that is, you profit 1 unit. Oh, good. I saw that 35 went. Come on. All right, so we're in good shape here. 210. We're going to rebet and move this one all the way to the end. And we just finished the gauntlet run. We had a loss in there, 2 losses in there. So we're going to keep going. And what does our progressions look like if we have $1 here? How many progressions does that gives us? Yeah, that only gives us 4. So we're definitely going to have to stay at 50 cents. And even that's high. I mean, that gets us 5. That gives us 5 with some change. Hopefully we can get up above to where once we get to 157, we have 6 full. So really this should be 25-cent bets, which is going to be really hard on the server. That would get us 6 full progressions instead of 5. Progressions are life. Oh my gosh, she hits us. She hit us again. We got whacked right on that first time again. All right, here we go. We're going to move this over and we're going to double our bet and we're going to win. We got to go 3 spins now. That's why personally, I like 3Xing it because it takes 2 spins and you get 1. This one we have to spin 3 times and that will get us ahead 50 cents. Okay. Let's roll. Let's see what happens with this. Okay, good. Good. So there's 1. And we're going to move that over. And we're going to pull this baby over here. Remember, we're just rotating this double street. These are streets. These are double streets. This is high. This is low. This is not what a normal table looks like. Stake. This sucks. Normal table would have 1 to 18 here. Then it would have even. Then it would have red. Then it would have odd. Then it would have then it would have black after red. Then it would have odd. Then it would have the 19 to 38. Oh my God. This dealer. All right. All right, we're going to double it, move it over. New dealer. I have yet to find a dealer here that I'm actually liking in terms of the results. It's not their fault. They're just spinning it. But I have yet to find a dealer. I'm like, oh, this dealer does well for me. I don't think any of the dealers, I take that back. Yesterday, maybe we had that young guy that all on red knew. Okay, come on. Okay, there we go. So we're going to leave this like this. We're going to keep moving it. This is $2. And I really like tripling it up, but we just don't have the bankroll for that right now. As we get further down this challenge, we'll have the bankroll to do. This graph is terrible. I mean, look at this. We're slipping on our wins and losses here. I mean, oof. This can happen. This can happen. All right, let's see what we can get. Let's hope she doesn't get 0 happy on us. All right, there we go. So that's 2. We need 1 more, and we'll be at the end of the gauntlet here. Let's see if we can get 1 more win by the time we get to the end of the gauntlet and finish this out and be up back. Well, we need to get to 210, so we're going to leave it here. We're not going anywhere quickly, are we, today? Man, this has been tough sledding here. That's all right. Expect it, accept it. You're going to have rough days. I remember on the 100K challenge, man, we got into weeks where the entire week was terrible. And then you get into these runs. It's like the weather, right? You get these rainy days and all of a sudden it clears up and you get this beautiful, nice thing of clear weather and everything's going well. And then it goes to shit again. So just expect that. If you play and every time you lose, you're going to get frustrated. This is the wrong game for you. People had asked all the time, how was I losing and keeping my composure? Well, there's a couple reasons. I'm playing with disposable income that doesn't affect my livelihood, and you should too. Okay. Doesn't mean I like it. Doesn't mean I want to lose money, but detach yourself from that money. So if you are truly using disposable income, which you should be, detach yourself from the money. Try to have fun. See this as a challenge, okay? And play it accordingly. All right, so we won that one. So now we're up 360. And we're starting the gauntlet. That was the first bet in the gauntlet. So we're starting all over. All right. So just detach yourself, and there's times, trust me, you can't. I mean, when you get 4 out of 5 spins with a dealer that just keeps doing stuff that just seems impossible, right? I've lost my temper plenty of times, but just momentarily. Then once you say the F word and you get a little bit out of your system, come back down to reality and go, okay, it's number one, it's not the dealer's fault where the ball landed. Okay. It's not their fault. They're spinning the ball. I do believe in dealer bias, meaning for whatever reason, I know it's weird, dealers will have a certain pattern to them, or it feels like. Now, some dealers don't, and that is their pattern. They don't have a pattern. It's just like random. And those are, for me, when you're playing these types of systems, that's terrible. If you're playing black and red and it's really choppy, then you can play black and red and you can just stick on black or just stick on red, and that's perfect. This one here, I'll be looking at her. I would have been playing follow the winner. Seems like that would have done better, but who knows? All right, we're still going now. All right. We're getting there. Let's see if we can get on a good streak here. We are now over the 3-to-1 ratio here. So this, keep an eye on these ratios. If you've watched the 100K challenge videos that I've done, we were always looking at these ratios, and I would tell you, if you get on a really bad ratio, this ratio over time normally works itself out to be the ratio that it should be statistically. So if, like, we were getting a really crappy ratio for a while, it has rebounded, and now it's right in the range of where we'd expect, almost a 3-to-1, and we're slightly higher. So I would expect this to come back down a little bit. I wouldn't be surprised if it gets it just slightly under 3 statistically. So let's see if we can get lucky though. You guys know, you've seen the sessions I've had earlier on the 100K challenge videos where we went and we were just doing magnificently. And then we had the days where it just, the numbers were not working in our favor. And that's just how it goes. So stay steady with your resolve. Play with your gut feeling too. If one thing is, and I'm terrible at doing because I'm super, super stubborn, don't be stubborn like me. If you're playing and it's just one of those days where you're just losing, just leave for an hour, 2 hours, 4 hours for the day. Those days, I noticed, if I go back and watch my series challenge, the days that you're just losing, it looks like this graph. Just leave for an hour and come back. Okay, there we go. We're still winning. Come back. Or you can try to trust the system and hope that with the high coverage system, you're not going to bust. But I think if you're doing real tough sledding, just leave, come back, pick up right where you left off, even if it's in your progression. Or what I say is go back to base bet for a few spins. And if you're feeling really good, then kick back up to the progression you would have been had you kept playing. But come back, go back to base bet, then kick it back up. So what I'm most excited about on this is I'm excited to have these losing days, 3 out of 5, right? Substantial losing days. And I'm excited to show you that even with that, if we stick with the system, keep playing it through, we are going to get to where we need to go. All right, there we go. We're almost through the gauntlet, right? We got one more spin to get us through the gauntlet and we're there. All right, let's go. Okay. When we were in high school, I remember during the football games on Friday nights, we'd be on the bleachers. All the students were standing on the bleachers, right? And of course, I was usually drunk. But we get on the bleachers, and I just remember they would start going, the students start doing this chant on the bleachers, T-R-U, T-R-U-C-K, truck, right? Keep a truckin' all the way. And he whacks us right at the end of the gauntlet. All right. I told you this is gonna get us. We're gonna have to get back down to earth here, and that's okay. Expect it, accept it. So we're gonna double up now. I'm gonna pull this over here. Minor setback. So you go TRU, TRUCK, keep it trucking all the way. And you would start pushing one way or the other, and you're knocking the people off the edge of the bleachers. Oh man. Now, when I was growing up, I was a soccer player, and then I was a soccer coach. And I also played Division I soccer. And when I was in high school, soccer players, you know, we were the sissies. We were considered the sissies. That was back in the days when, almost like Greece, right? Where it was the jocks. The jocks were the awesome people. The football players and the Letterman jackets and stuff like that. And soccer players, we were like the wimpy little nerds, you know. And I really didn't mind. And I had some, not a lot of football friends that were in football, not a lot. They kind of hung out in their big groups with their Letterman jackets. I've never been how do I say, let's see. And I'm not against it. I'm just not a community person when it comes to like fraternities and sororities, those type of organizations. That just doesn't fit me. First of all, I think I don't know. I'll hold my tongue there, because if you are a fraternity or sorority person, that's totally cool. I have nothing against them. I have friends that went into the fraternities and the sororities. I did notice a change in them once they joined, especially the guys, the fraternities. They just, you know, became really cocky. All right, get on there. There we go. And they just came in. I don't know. It was like, I don't know. It's just a different thing. It feels like it's so much about image and being, you know, being a peacock. I don't know, but that's just me. Anyway, so that was the high school fun. But for me, when I went to college, and I went to Oregon State University, and I'm super, super happy that my daughter just graduated from Oregon State University this last spring. Oh man, come on. Oh, and I forgot to bring my bet back down, dude. All right, I told you this is going to catch up with us. This is going to catch up with us. This right here. See, now we're still above the 3-1. This will equalize. It's like, remember Jurassic Park, and you had what's the tall, skinny guy, the scientist who believed in chaos. What's his name? Dang it, I can't. I'll come to it in a second. And he kept saying, nature always has a way of finding, you know, getting and doing things nature does, getting back the balance, or finding a way, because they were saying, oh, the dinosaurs can't have babies. So that's the truth about the roulette board. The roulette board will find a way to equalize sooner or later. And that's why I was showing for a while. For those of you, again, who are new, who haven't heard my rants, you may go watch other people's YouTube channels, and that's great. You should get as much information as you can. But I'm telling you right now, if that YouTube person tells you that one of the dozens, like first dozen, second dozen, or third dozens, or some of the columns, this is first column, the lowest one, second column, third column. People confuse the columns all the time because they want to read from the top down. And that's just natural. I think, at least in the US, right? We want to read from the top down. So we think one column, two column, but it's from the bottom up. And you can always just look at those first numbers, 1, 2, 3. That will tell you what the column numbers are. But they'll tell you, some of these YouTubers out there, some of these roulette supposed pros will tell you that the second and the third column is better than the first column. Oh, this mofo. This is going to make it hard on us. And that's just not the truth. Absolutely not the truth. Okay, I told you this was going to work us out. Now we're just slightly under 3-1, right? We're just slightly. So this is right about the ratio we're looking at, and we're going to go up. So to finish that thought, if you go to a channel and they're saying, yes, bet the second and the third column are better, and that's the ones I'm referring to actually specifically. These couple of YouTubers will tell you The second and third column are better to bet on because of where the numbers are laid out on the wheel. Listen, go ahead and watch their strategies. That's cool, but don't listen to that rubbish. It's absolute junk. It's absolute junk. And throughout the 5 months that I've been playing on the 100K challenge, I have proven that to be wrong over and over and over again. How did I prove them wrong? I'm glad you asked that question. In this particular roulette table, you can come to here. The icon for history is right here. And we're going to go. You can see all the recent numbers. You can come over here and this tells you the statistics. And down here it says how many spins back do you want to go? So for the last 100 spins, these are the first, second, and third percentages. So in this case, first and third are hitting. We'll come back to it in just a sec. Told you I don't get mad. I do get upset sometimes. This dude is just whacking us. He's following us around. All right. We're at 80 again. We're at 8. All right, let's go back to this. So you look at columns, okay? First, second, third. You'll notice that in this case, second and third are hitting more in the last 100, okay? Now there's plenty of times, actually the majority time I've been coming on, first column has actually been hitting more. Let's see what happens when we go back 200. Now look, 31, 32, first column is catching up. Let's go 300. First column is actually ahead. Now it's first and third. All right, we won that one, thank goodness. Let's see if this dude will give us a couple wins so we can get back into it. This guy's being freaking hard on us. So I am hoping this is going to rebound. This is slightly below where we want to be percentage-wise. So if we come back here and we're at 300, look, first column in the last 300 spins, first column is hit more. Let's go 400. First and second are tied. And to go to 500, first and second are tied. In this case, third dozen has been doing better the entire time. Okay. So it's not the layout on the wheel. Don't fall into that bunk. The first and the second aren't any better. The first, second, and third. Now in this case, this particular server, the last X number of spins, it's been doing better. All right, we're having to stay up here. Now we're at 40, which leaves us $40 remaining. And this is where you could decide. It's been tough. This is what I'm talking about. It's been tough sledding. You may decide, you know what, we're down $7. It's been tough sledding. I'm either going to knock it here or just get this one last win, get back up to even and call it a day or walk away for it. That's what I would recommend. This is one of those days where it's been up, then all the way down. If I had more time, I would win this one like we just did, and I would walk away. Okay. Take our $8. We'd be just 60 cents in profit and I would walk away. What's our high here? 560. So we're going to bet last one down. Okay. We're going to bet $20 here. We're going to go $4. We're down. We were a high of 560. So I didn't want to leave it up at 8 because that would not give us, this gives us another full progression. Should we lose this? If we bet at the $40, we wouldn't be able to have another progression. Phew. All right. We got that $4 one. And I'm going to leave it at 4 one more time. For me, I'm going to leave it at 4. Let's see. 460. There we go. I would suggest if you were in the same position, bring your bet all the way back down and grind from here, or bring it back to $1. We've been doing this now for 40 minutes. Okay. Let's go, Zed. Come on, brother. Help us out. Let's go. This is the last. Now we've been losing the last and the first on the gauntlet runs. Okay, good. Good. We didn't lose on the first gauntlet, on the last episode of the gauntlet run like we did last time, and then we lost the first one. So, all right, we got through the gauntlet. We got back up. We're at 860. We're in great shape. So we're going to leave this one open now. We're going to do 50 cents here. Remember, we're trying to get to $10 is our goal right now. And then once we start getting up along the way to we're up overall, like right now, today, we were down. So if we can get up, I would like if things go smooth right here from on out. If we struggle, once I get to 10, we're going to call it. If we get there and we're winning these next couple spins and we get to 10, 11, 12 pretty easily, I'll go all the way up to 14 maybe and get this back. Or maybe we just call it off at 10 and come back to fight another day, right? That's not a bad opportunity either. Nothing says you have to catch up, right? Nothing says we have to get that $14 back that we lost yesterday. We don't have to. We don't have to. We'll get it up. We'll get it caught up over time. All right. So don't push yourself. Now, if you're having a great run, sure, keep going. What I like to do, and I've said it before on this earlier on these sessions, if you go on a great run and you get to your goal, then spin a couple times and then lower your bets to where you're playing with pure profit above your goal. So let's say we get to $10, we spin it a couple more times. So now we're at $11 or $12 and you want to keep playing because do it well, drop these down to 10-cent bets. That way, if you lose one, you only lose 50 cents. And then you can double as long as you don't go below the $10 profit. If you can't keep playing above that profit, then just walk away. Just walk away. That way you lock in your daily goal. And that way you can keep playing as well, right? So if you're like, we got to our goal really fast today. The problem is if you get to your goal and you keep playing full bore, the chance of you doing one of these crashes and then you find yourself down after you hit your goal. I've done that plenty of times on the 100K challenge. I got up to $1,000 up or $2,000 up at times. And I'm like, I'm going for $3,000 or $4,000. Boom. Next thing I know, I'm down $8,000. And you're like, why didn't I just stop when I was ahead? All right. And that is a time where you have a stop limit loss. You go, we're up 2,000. I lost 2 in a row. Now I'm only up 800. Take your 800. I mean, my daily goal was 300 when I first started. So I can handle that. All right, let's see if we can get through the gauntlet. I don't think we've gotten through the gauntlet unscathed yet. So we're at $10. I'm going to keep going. We're going to bet a couple more here and see if we can get there. I would like to get to $12. If we can get to $12, I'm going to stop right there. If we go and we lose, then I will recover and call it quits at that point. I won't keep pushing it. So we lose any of these, we'll stop and we will recover. All right, there we go. 2 more hits to get through the gauntlet. Let's see if we can do it. All right, there we go. And we are at 12 and 42. We are on a very high 3-to-1 ratio, right? 3 to 1 would be 36 wins and 12 losses. We're at 42. So that's another reason to start going, maybe we should start taking our profit right now and running, because at some point now we could go another 10 win. I've had some amazing win runs on this 5 double street. I think the best one I've ever had was like 18 and 1 or something. It was crazy. Okay, we're making it through the gauntlet. One more spin and we get through the gauntlet. That would be amazing. Let's go. Let's go. All right, here we go. Man, I remember one time I was playing in a casino, and I don't remember if I told this a previous time on the 100K challenge, but playing a challenge, and I play very systematic. I don't just walk up table, and a lot of people just walk up table because they don't know how to play. So they start just putting chips all over the board, and almost all of them lose. You'll get always the lucky noob who walks in and but this guy walks in. All right, we got through the gauntlet. 1160. Let's get one more win and we can call it a day. All right. That's the same thing happened last time. We had this gauntlet end open and it hit us on the first. We had that last one open and it hit us on the first again. Anyway, this hillbilly of a dude, I mean, he's dressed in the tall blade grass camo, like if you're a duck hunter and you're sitting in the grass, head to toe, giant beard, missing teeth. And he was drunk as a skunk. And he walks up to the table and he gives the guy like $3.20. So he's like $60. And I'll take, I think he took nickels, which are $5 chips, I think. Yeah. And he literally put, all right, we got it. He put the chips just randomly, like on 12 numbers, and he freaking hits. And he does it again, and he hits, and he hits. The dude walked out, like after 20 minutes, he walked out with like $1,600 or something. All right, let's go check out our thing. We're up at 1210. All right, so we're going to go here to the end of the day, plus 12.10. Means our balance should be 99.70. It is 99.70, so we're there. Let's do 12.10. Pull this down. Oops. Pull the corner down, and there we stand. We're, I got to fix this graph because we shouldn't have started up here with, this should have been day 0 at 0, right? So yeah, anyway, so I'll fix this because it should be 0, shouldn't be the, this should really be the profit, not the total. But anyway, I'll fix that. So anyway, stick with the system. We'll see. We were a little behind, but now we're 3 wins and 3 losses as far as days go. We're going to keep chugging along. We're 99.7, so we're still just slightly down, but we'll get in the next couple days. We'll get it back going, and we'll get there. The first part's going to be the hardest while we're building up our bankroll because we need to get some cushion behind us. So as soon as we start getting to about $300, we're really going to have some nice. We really probably won't change our bet size much, but we'll have so much more in the way of progressions and comfort. All right. That's it for today. Be good humans. Be good to each other. Be good to yourself. It's not that hard. And remember, it's us against the casino. Get on Discord. The link's below. Lots and lots of helpful information there. You can download this Excel file down in the description below. Don't ask to be a moderator. You have to download the file. Then you can use it on your local machine. Okay. And lastly, if you aren't affiliate, if you aren't playing on stake, we have a link down below to get you on stake. You can, if you're in the US, there's a link for those of you in the US, there's a link for that. For those of you in .com, there's a lot of benefits to being an affiliate. You enter into our daily giveaways Monday through Friday. You are eligible for those giveaways. And if you saw the 100K finale, we gave away 48 winners, won $25 each that day. And some people won up to 3 times that day because they were also, they also had a YouTube membership here, which allows them to win more and have better chances. Almost all the YouTube members have made more money now than what they paid for their membership. And that's my whole goal. Anyway, so those options are available to you if you're interested in playing. All right, we'll see you guys next time. Cheers.